Well, here we go. Dust2 awaits us. Gonna be Mousesports with that T-side start. And early on, leaning over towards B, they're trying to open up with a duel onto Dupree, and they do trade out onto him. And actually, Rops is going to follow up with a double. I knew I was right to pick Rops, man. He's so good. And there's a third. He just keeps on going in and keeps getting kills, keeps getting rewarded for it. Now, while Rops has set the round up and he put the puzzle pieces where they're meant to be, Frozen could be the real key to this round. Ready to lurk his way in through the back line and cut down these rotations. They do check for him. Tag gets the information. So they know there's a man behind them, but that now leaves them in a very awkward spot. Like, you're in the trap, you're aware of it, it's closing up on you, and Chris J is there to pull the trigger. Frozen finishes it off, and Mousesports, they're gonna grab themselves a little pistol round.
Yeah, their map pick in this series, right? Astralis, they played it 3 times, 2 wins out of 3. This map pool for Astralis is still, I don't want to say undecided, because I imagine it's just pretty much the same. 6 out of 7 maps, vetoing Mirage every single time and trying everything else. But yeah, we don't know where they're good at. They haven't shown us Overpass. They've been banning that out second every single time, waiting for someone to make the mistake of picking it into them.
Uh-oh.
What's uh-oh, Trace?
I don't know. I'm just looking at all these blue little dots with these numbers in them, and
just what? Just the quantity of them was
quantity,
like, yeah.
and the quality of the quantity is just too much.
And they've spent some of their quantities on quality guns. It's Deagles, it's Armor, it's Scout on device, but versus the rifles of Mousesports, it'll be an easy fight.
That bomb's going to wait and tow towards long. If he gets some sort of inkling like, hey, I could just push long with this bomb, all that is Frozen. He's going to have a rude awakening. S-tag. Sits there with his Deagle. Meanwhile, 3 deep. Astralis are getting ready for an A hit, but it's this mid to B smoke that's about to come out. 2 of them to be exact. They're ready for this pinch too. Pressure's going to get applied from CT. Dupree is going to have an SMG. Looks for 1. Gets it. Looks for a second. Lands the dink, but not enough damage to take him out.
Yeah, the downside for Astralis is that B is just open. There's no one even there. So Mouse just walk right in. They're like, this is easy. I don't even know why anyone says this game is hard. Astralis? What even is? Oh, wait, hang on. 3 on 3 now. Carrigan dealt with down here in middle. I don't know what it is. Okay, so I know I picked Astralis to win this. That was earlier in the day.
Pandering now?
Of course. I'm not
Pander alarm.
Hang on a minute, right? Let's not set off the Pander alarm just yet, right?
They're not extinct. We have them here in Cologne live.
Look, all I'll say is,
well,
look, when I got asked this question at like 3 p.m., we just arrived. We were all getting ready for the show. They said, who do you think's going to win? And everyone said Astralis. And I was like, well, peer pressure, I guess. I'll just pick Astralis as well. But
that's almost, you know, 1 for 1 what happened, right?
You know, yeah. And then, you know, when I was trying to big up Mouse and everyone was saying, Harry, man, come on. Mousesports.
I think that was just Rushley.
Yeah, that was Rush, actually. He was the real voice of, like, going against Mouse. But
come on, man.
Carrigan often calls a very, very compelling game against the Astralis squad. Like, even if you think back to when they met on LAN, obviously different looking squads on either side, like, you know, no Woxic now, and there were these guys called like Zipex and stuff back in the squad for Astralis. But even there on LAN, you know, Mousesports were able to beat them. They went on to win that entire event, and then when we've seen them meet online since then, Mousesports have looked really good. And obviously, once again, that was with kind of fluctuating Astralis's. But I don't know. I think Mousesports could surprise us here. However, Carrigan gets surprised early on by the Deagle, and S-Tag's going to chime in with another. If I keep talking, Hugo can't latch on to my statement like some little statement mosquito. Who did the sound? Was that you, Hugo? Your lips weren't even moving, man. That was terrifying. I thought it was Trace.
There's a joke about blood sucking in there, but I ain't no vampire, Harry.
So you're just regular sucking.
Ah, someone had to say it, didn't they? Well, as Harry holds down the cough button, unable to contain himself, Glaive holds down the middle area. Dupree as well with a 1 dig, but not in the face, only in the chest, and Rops is running. A minute on the clock to save. Good luck, buddy.
And this is why I picked Astralis, right? Like, these guys...
This man.
What a dirtbag you are, Harry Russell. Wow.
Thank you, Trace.
Harry Russeldorf III. How dare you?
Oh, look at this. Look at Robs. The mosquitoes buzzing around him. They smell the blood in the water. That's more sharks than mosquitoes.
But obviously, something...
They share a lot. They have a lot in common.
Both massive threats to the humankind. Except for I think sharks are just a little bit more friendly than...
Yeah, they're just kind of chilling. Like, we kind of enter their world, and that's where the problems begin.
I guarantee I could beat a shark in a boxing ring.
Oh, in a foot race? I'm not surprised.
Foot race, maybe, yeah. I'd be willing to put that to the test. Robs, he's getting tested in T-Spawn, and he might get out alive, but S-Tag finding him in the last second.
I'll challenge you on that one, Hugo.
Yeah.
Would you rather fight a shark in water or 10,000 mosquitoes on dry land?
At one time? Or?
Get a flamethrower?
No, just you versus 10K mosquitoes or one shark in water.
Oh, that's an interesting one.
Yeah,
that is. Yeah,
yeah, that is a lot. That is like too many.
That's like kind of sticking you and then carry you off. Wherever the mosquitoes go, hang out at night.
Just fly away.
Mosquito club.
Away with the mosquitoes. That's actually what the song "Come Fly With Me" was about, I think.
Away with me.
Yeah, that's the tune that we all know and love.
I'm just thinking back of colognes of past. You know, the EPL track list really is vast.
We actually listened to it on our way into work.
You turned that on.
Can't get enough.
Pretty jamming, man. It gets me ready for the day. But look at this, right? So let's get ready for this round, because there's been a lot of nonsense thus far. Quite frankly, I'm sick and tired of everyone here. So, Dupree in the B site, and he's in this little corner where the Humvee used to be. But ever since it came into Trace's ownership, they've just replaced it with the doors standing firm. Immediately, Frozen Falls. Now, for Mouse, it looked like they were leaning towards B early on. I am curious if that's something they're going to keep to. With losing Frozen over at Long, the opportunity to split A is now kind of out the window, and you have no information what's going on at Long side. So it might just come down to one of these mid-crawls to begin the round, and that's what's going to happen. B-Mass opens up. Glaive gets the trade and keeps Astralis in the driver's seat. But look at Carrigan.
Trying to carry again from shore. He's only got a scout though. Chris got through the Molotov, so he's very deep. Deals a Glaive inside of the smoke, and now in the sight, it's Dupree dead as well. B is open, and Mousesports don't know it just yet. They're about to realize bomb getting planted. Carrigan, he's dropped off Cat to have this mid-cross, try and cover the rotations, but Device expects it and tries to hunt him down with a big scout. The old AWP. Tunnel wrap coming through, Carrigan. Oh my, they're just hopping through. S-Tag, his movement again is so entertaining, and Device steals the kill away. Now Chris J at the back of the boxes, Device holding for it. He saw a gun swap there, he knows what to expect, but Rops is up closer and Chris has spammed the smoke. Device wants to save that smoke down. It spells disaster for Astralis.
Yeah, and I don't want to keep bringing up old wounds here, but well, Device is going to have to figure that one out. That didn't feel too good, but I'm just thinking like, so let's say he did pick the shark, right?
Okay, right.
Well, if he did pick the shark, like, what exactly are you gonna like? Bite the shark back? You're gonna like punch it? Like, I've read defeating.
Okay, so basically the bottom line is if you're versus a shark, you're probably screwed, right? Assuming it's trying to kill you. Okay, so that's
these
the
are nice
line.
odds to begin the day.
But here are the three things I know to do.
Shark survival tips with Hugo. Wait, this is the segment we've all been waiting for. Go.
Finger in the gills, finger in the eyes, and punch in the nose. Those are the three things that I know work.
It's pretty rough and tumble, man.
You're going for the fingers in first approach.
I don't know about the order. I don't know about the technique. I just know if I'm ever in that situation, that's what I'm defaulting to. Rops, however, he's defaulting to B. He's already run through Dupree. It's 2 for Rops, and Mousesports looking like a 4th round. Astralis already saving. Back to the Sharks, Trace. Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, it just sounds, I don't know, a little unrealistic. I don't know.
No, but that's why
10,000 mosquitoes are realistic either, but
the bottom line is you're probably dead, right? Like,
I mean, that's an assumption.
Hugo's like a Bond villain. He's like Gillfinger instead of Goldfinger, you know? That's like his whole...
Gillfinger.
Yeah, man.
I don't know, Trace, what would you do?
I'd go inside. That would pretty much solve both of those problems in one notion. But anyway...
10K mosquitoes are lifting that house up, man. They're taking you away with the fairies.
Right by the foundation. Bomb plant here for Mousesports with 5 alive. That's not what Astralis had planned, guaranteed.
Yeah, not a point of damage done to Mousesports. They just wait in B. And that's the danger of heavy A setups early, right? Obviously, most rounds are going to be running different things out of spawn, depending where your AWP is, etc. But only having one player inside of B, he dies immediately, and the round is often done like that. Robs does a great job of following up, though, killing both players close B with a nice little contact play, giving Mousesports a fourth.
Yeah. And you all heard it there. Hugo basically said he'd finger a shark to death.
Not to death. I ain't killing this thing.
Into what? Exactly.
So I can escape, Trace. I'm done with this. Get me out. You got any shark survival tips? Tweet them at us. Hashtag ESL Pro League. Or go swimming in the fan
dude,
cat.
look at the guy with his cat. No, dude, there was a guy with a cat holding it like a baby.
Well, that's cool, but there's a guy
cute.
playing VR. I'm not real sure what he was doing. He was watching the game in VR, I guess.
Dude, that would be cool. Or, I mean, would it? It would just be like watching it on a screen, but in
you gotta,
VR.
like, stand up and stuff.
Yeah, that's really fun.
Yeah.
I mean, we had a guy watching the games on the treadmill. So, you know.
Was he watching the games? Because he had a Star Wars mask on, and we know that they're not optimal for the viewing experience.
That's why they miss their shots so much, you know? Those things are like black tinted glass, so you can't even see out of it. Let's see, though, right? So.
That's the scuba tank.
Oh, nice. So back on the Sharks now.
I just was still...
Carrigan with the long pick, but he had the spawn. Didn't land the shot, however. Was definitely given a chance. Device is donning one of the two weapons in this round, and he snuck up through the catwalk. He's trying to be quiet on his approach. But now with the shot ringing out, they know this AWP is in play, and that it is still a danger to the side of Mouse. Going to flash themselves over into middle, but no peek on the back of it. Device has dropped down with this big green gun. And they've already gone up and past him. Carrigan now holding. It's that age-old question. Who wins in the head-to-head? Carrigan or Device on this AWP? Flash to try and set S-Tag up, and Chris is turned away from it, but S-Tag was not able to capitalize. And so now short taken for Mouse. Is this still going to fall into an A play?
Oh, he's really aggressive with Carrigan locked down, but Chris is going to quickly respond. Device drops one in middle, and that somewhat eases the problem, but there's still Robs lurking lower, and he cuts off Dupree trying to get back up the catwalk. That's where Mousesports are, running and gunning towards the A site. S-Tag, he's still standing here, still hiding, ducked down, and Chris sends him 6 feet below. It's a 3-on-2. Bomb planted for Mousesports, and they have players on the catwalk. Astralis again saving. It's familiar. It's been happening far too often, but it's the right call. What else can you do? Mousesports are planted, and you want to get away with this AWP again. Mousesports have been good at denying the saves in some of these rounds. Not always.
Someone did tweet a question at us using the hashtag ESL Pro League.
Okay.
And they said, do you guys, and then they put in brackets, Harry, the guy with the deep monster voice, and the madman,
Which one? All right.
stand up the whole time?
Yeah, of course. I'm standing up right now.
We do stand up a lot, but right now I'm sitting. But normally I'm standing. It's better for the old vocal cords. Also, who did he mean? So I got named, so I'm out of this. Who's the guy with the deep monster voice, and who's the madman out of you two?
I figured kind of both. Like, it really doesn't narrow it down.
Or all of these just to describe me? No, I don't have a deep voice.
And you're definitely just a mad lad, not a mad man.
Oh, okay. I think you're the mad Trace, and I think Hugo's the deep voice.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, well, we got the long play coming in, don't we? Mousesports, they're fast into the firing line, but there's a reason they call it the firing line, and it's a line that gets fired down, and it's Device to open the round up. 5-on-4, Device. Oh, that was close. There's no prizes for close. You got to hit the mark, and Device knows that better than most. Here comes the re-peek. For Device holding, and Carrigan doesn't know it yet, but he walks to his demise. Device, that's a quick flick, my word. He's not messing around today. Dupree down in CT in the meantime puts up another. And Astralis, they finally arrive with that second round they've been looking for a long old while.
Yeah, we are getting a lot more answers with this All Pro, right? Like Carrigan donning it in this map, right? Maybe on Nuke a little less comfortable or more position-based, doesn't want to wield that weapon, but it's not an easy head-to-head taking on Device with the AWP. Learning the hard way. Ooh, cross mid with the flash. They spot the orb holding, but Carrigan won't get a shot in. Mousesports denied the long control with Molly, smokes, HEs. They hold on to B, hoping that an aggressive player gives him that room. Notice Astralis are actually playing 2 inside of the B site this time, not fighting for that mid control anymore. You want a mid to B? Come and get us. Again, this is all info Mousesports don't have. They've dealt with double CT setups already. Device pushing up. Surely no further than the second door with this orb. Considering Frozen's holding for it as well. Device, if he goes through this, you'd like to think Frozen would hit the shot, but then again, it is Device. He's not going to hit the flick. Frozen taking that kill and putting Mousesports a man up. Now they can set up for this A split.
Yeah, Glaive has heard this, but won't be hearing any more now that Robs has removed him from the round. They dump the utility in, and Mouse don't commit right away. They actually drop Chris into CT, and now they will commit. They realize, like, Chris is in A, mate. He's in the site, and he's locked it down. Now, down in the pit, there is still S-Tag.
That's cool, because the bomb's planted on A, so doesn't look like he's going to be doing much about that.
Yeah, but if they come this way to hold on to these weapons, S-Tag, well, now they know he's here. And for Carrigan, this is something you hope he can deal with this AWP inside of the site. Now, to his fairness, he doesn't need to take this engagement. You know, like, he missed the first shot, and at this point, you can just run away. Like, it's more important that you live with the AWP than get the kill onto S-Tag. So Carrigan will do exactly that. He plays it nice and safe, plays it by the numbers. But 6 on the board for Mouse, and this is where it's all getting a little bit exciting, isn't it? Rops topping the charts, but he's got a pretty strong supporting cast around him. Dupree almost hunting some players down.
Yeah, nice angle for Frozen as well to hold, to catch Device off. Very hard to clear while scoped in with the AWP, and Mousesports, they just play off the back of it, right? When they lose their long player there, they often just drop into the mid to Bs or contact, and right there they get the long pick, so that sets them up perfectly for an A-side split. Great T-side so far, 6-2. More Xbox smokes coming down, fast long flashes, but no one playing behind it. Frozen again, just going to be defaulting as Mousesports. Group B, relying on this AWP to get a kill. Carrigan, 0-6. Could this be his opener? Pre-lining a nade up. Not in a position where he can get caught, though. Fast in for Mousesports, waiting for no one. Smoke on the site. Magic's pulling out his gun at just the right time, gets BMAS, and that Molotov caused commotion for Mousesports. Everyone flashed out. They're going to have to bail and go back to middle. Frozen from long. He gets dropped down the bottom, and Device is going to stop them jumping up the catwalk. Great shot. Carrigan now in the one-on-one. Device hanging on, and he's got another as well. Just Rops left up. 1-on-5. The B play not working.
Yeah, if you're Mousesports, this is an indicator right here. Astralis. Mousesports might have just woken a sleeping giant. Device. Big round in middle with an AWP. 3 kills to his name and 9 on the board.
I will say,
leading the pack.
This is like a little bit of a worrying beginning for Carrigan. You know, the rest of the gang, they're all kind of slowly but surely coming alive. And if you're going to go toe-to-toe versus Device on a map like Dust, you need to be bringing your A-game on that AWP. And right now, Carrigan is 0-7 to begin this one. He has had that AWP out a little bit, but this round they don't have to cash to facilitate it, and so that's going to give Device even more room.
Oh dear, Dupree. Taken tons, but he's just looked away. Robs is late to the party, and so he could have this flank time. Dupree, oh dear, he got shot in the back. He's looked to tell the tail. He's not going to get out for long, though. Robs receiving some damage, but still comes out on top. And Mousesports were just about to cross Cat. They would have been seen by Dupree holding on. Now, not only the lack of info, but a player dead on that B bomb site has tempted Mousesports for a mid to B. They're going to go out with a smoke. Great entry from BMAS. He's down to 5, but he does stay alive, and that leaves one man and one man only in the B site. Magic's dropping Robs. He was already low, and now Magic needs to do all the heavy lifting through the door. He can't pick a target, and BMAS follows up. 2 opening kills for Mousesports into the site, and that's going to be a 7th locked and loaded. Another save for Astralis. All they can muster. Through thick and thin, Mousesports coming out on top.
Yeah, this from Rops was everything, right? He's just the savior of Mousesports to begin that round. If they kept walking down Cat and Dupree gets that open line, that could have been a disaster. Also, Dupree's rocking the purple look today. We stand that. That's the real appreciation move. Was that purple? I'm sat. Yeah,
no,
purple,
that
pink,
was
mate.
purple.
On my screen.
You were really about to get, you know, like purple and pink. They're kind of similar. They're kind of hard to distinguish. You know, you never know. We might see color differently.
Purple could be like a heavy lilac, I think, you know. Not
really? You're going to start breaking out the terms lilac here.
I think what we do at this point is we just say, is this dress blue or is this dress gold?
Oh, dear.
Ah, yes. That's the one that we can get a definitive answer for. Hugo, would you say it's more of like a tangerine or perhaps
lilac?
Oh, well, look at this. No lilaxing, no relaxing today as Glaive puts up one on the cross. It's Carrigan getting the short end of the stick. And now the bomb going down. Chris J putting in those numbers. Gosh, the utility just absolutely destroying him inside of the site, but he's somehow still alive. He's been naded, he's been mollied, he's been flashed, but he still keeps on fighting. And Frozen clearing out long. That's a little bit ugly. And now they know he's here. Suddenly it's gone from like, don't worry guys, I've got long, to like, oh my god, I'm gonna die at long. And he does. Rops now trying to hold it down from short, and he's left in it all alone. Damage for Rops. Surely this isn't winnable. Surely not. There's so little time left. They've got to get on it quick. Rops is playing for time, but he's only got 6 bullets. He's done damage, but sadly, the stick comes in for Astralis. That is a damn good try from Rops, but the Danes just swarm up in the site, and they lock in a 4th. But to say they did that barely, I think is a justifiable statement. Rops almost single-handedly winning that round for Mousesports.
Yeah, there's so much damage. You just can't hit a headshot. He's tapping everyone. And even though Estak gets on the bomb, the key is Astralis go wider than him. And so, yeah, with 4 HP, Rops couldn't have even peeked out to stop that defuse. He would have been shut down. The save is the right call, but man, that's got to hurt. Oh. The nade. It's not going to finish the job, but a flick to Chris to put him on 16. Oh, Glaive, you absolute madman. He goes right through the smoke with a nade, knowing Frozen was going to back up to avoid the damage, and he follows up with a kill, and then just scarpers away. Look, he's already in CT. Glaive's out of there. Chris takes the AWP. Carrigan, 0-8. We know he can do the entering. He's done a lot of that in the past with Mouse, but BMAS here to help him out. Maybe Mousesports committing to the catwalk here. Robs is checking lower, making sure no one's aggressed in the tons, and they have not. He's going to go for the long wrap. This will take some time. Mousesports will have to stall.
Oh, here comes the util. Device, can he keep putting on a show? The answer, looking like a yes. The bomb falls into CT, and Device is their undoing. 35 seconds for Mouse, and somehow they've got to come up with a plan. They've got to hatch a plan to drop into CT and take that bomb back. Rops opens up with 1, but they're fighting a losing battle. This bomb still under the control of Astralis, and they realize that now. They don't overextend. They fall back into CT, and so that means Mousesports, they've got no choice but to go into the belly of the beast. It's a 2-on-2. They drop that smoke, and that's let them get the bomb. Dupree has tried to deny it. He's up through the smoke, and Rops flicks onto him. Somehow, Mousesports, they've gotten back into this. They had absolutely no business winning this round, and now they sit in a 2v1. Glaive up on the catwalk. They are both very, very low, so there is a chance, but it's only a chance for Glaive. Dropping into CT, and there's the peak from Rops at long. Wow. How on earth did Mousesports just pick that back up?
Your guess is as good as mine. Was that a 2-on-5 for Rops and BMAS? This entry on Rops, and then BMAS does some great work. Device lights up 2 with the AWP from the long cross. BMAS ducks below the shot, and then re-peeks and takes him down. That's even before they try and get the bomb. Dupree even hit BMAS escaping through the smoke. One more bullet would have been everything. It would have killed BMAS. It would have dropped the bomb on the ramp with no time to save. But instead, BMAS scarps out of there and gets the plant. That's just crazy. What a round for Rops and BMAS. Even Astralis.
Yeah,
oh.
That's a real tweet.
That's a real tweet. Man.
Can't deny the truth. 17-5 on Rops.
If I'm Mousesports, I'm getting worried that they pick up Rops as their 8th man for the international Astralis squad that we all know is coming. No, I don't think that ever happens. Rops would have to learn Danish, wouldn't he?
There's enough Danish players. Right.
Yeah, but there's no Danish Ropses, right?
That's
you
true.
can't.
That's true.
Can't disagree with me there. You're a Danish Rops. Let us know.
Show yourself.
Will the real Danish Rops please stand up? As now Frozen and BMAS start to aggress over here towards Long. But they slow it right down. So slow, in fact, that they're not even moving. And that Molly is just like, yeah, you guys want to go slow? We can slow it down even more for you.
Go on with it, Attenborough. Slow is smooth, smooth is fast. A wise man once told me. Not wise man's, but just more so one singular man. Anyway. Point being, they've dropped a smoke here inside of the V tunnels. They've given themselves an option, or at least some attention here for Astralis to pay. Meanwhile, mid just getting checked periodically from the side of B. It's heavy long play. So technically, Mousesports could run up Cat. They could split A at this point with 2 players there in long. But surely it's going to be brutal no matter what.
Yeah, this B read is interesting for Astralis. They're faking it out. That's only going to keep the players here with these 2 at long. Molly on Cat. Chris is going to sell the fake by committing in alone. He does. Astralis haven't seen him yet. They're already peering towards mid. Like, where are they? There's 20 seconds. They're not out yet. They're long. S-Tags drop 1. Frozen needs this trade. They need A. Device is still on the car. Above the smoke, a missed shot on characteristic. He's going to follow up, but now turning back to long, trying to get this control back from Frozen, who mollies it off. A Device goes through the fire and the flames. Bomb plant for Carrigan only just, and that's if they allow it. They could swing to stop 4 seconds as the plant comes through, and Carrigan can't even scope in time. Magis with a quick dig and a second orb retrieved. It's Astralis up to 5.
So, Hugo, just run me through a scenario right here, right? If you're just tuning in, you're like, oh, well, 8-5 and the Astralis lads. How is it looking in the long-term picture here for this map for Astralis, who find themselves at a deficit? Are we thinking that, okay, they flip over the T side and they become instantly dominant, or is there going to be a response here from Mousesports?
I mean, this is just what we're seeing right now is Rob's having a great individual effort to get a lot of these rounds for Mousesports. I'm never going to count Astralis out. I'm never going to sit here and say, like, yeah, dude, they're done. 8-5, it's already over.
Robs has the same amount of kills as his whole team combined.
That's pretty cool.
And that's a worry, though, moving into the second half.
Yeah, but that's only 3 other people.
Yeah, that's true. Carrigan has had a very rough start to begin this game.
Yeah. No, this is fine for Astralis. It's they're building into it, Trace. Vice, he's been firing off since day 1, and he won't stop. Another one in mid. The double orb of him and Dupree are putting up 2 kills. And like, we're in a world where an 8-7 half looks very likely right now. That's by the numbers on Dust2. That's to be expected. A 6 that guarantee at least Astralis versus Pistols should have no issue removing them. But that's what you always say when you're playing your pug at home and there's one dude on the T side who's 20-3 and he's wrecking you and you're down at halftime. You're like, guys, don't worry. He can't do this on CT side. Sometimes he does. And so we'll have to see what Robs can bring for us, but
yeah. It's asking a lot, right? Like, not only, you can't... that's the thing. At the end of this half, there's no break for Robs. It's not like you go, man, you had a great half, but don't worry, let's just pull it together in the second. It's like, Robs, you need to actually be even better than you were just now when you're giving it 110%. But if one guy could get me believing, if one guy can compensate for...
It's Chris J.
Well, it is actually, Chris J's another great player, but, I think Robs is definitely the talking point for this Mousesports squad.
To be crunch for Mousesports last round of the half, they want to take this 9-6, and this could be the solution. 2 here, though. Dupree's just pulled up with the AWP. Boost up and beat. Can they see Dupree is the question we're wondering. Because Dupree might be able to see them.
And Dupree.
That's a good one.
Oh, fast flick. Back for another bomb there. Not anymore. And BMAS might want to get out of there alive. better than dead, that's for sure. Smoke down, though, and Dupree will not let you enter his sight. Carrigan looking for his first kill in the last round of the half. He might have it against Device, but backing up into the sight, he almost gets away, and he does get away. Carrigan, oh no, things are scary. He's calling for support. Device scoped up, trapped Carrigan, bait peek, forces the AWP out, and Device gets another. Can he shut down the round of the half? Yes, he can. It's Device. 7 rounds for Astralis, and they are making this one interesting. Join us after the break for more Counter-Strike.
Yeah.
I'ma turn it to the man now. Hey, finna get my money, ain't no handout. Hey, finna be a legend like I'm playing down. Hey, I ain't trying to put this on my friends now. Huh? I'ma turn it to the man now. Hey, finna get my money, ain't no handout. Hey, finna be a legend like I'm playing down. Hey, I ain't gotta focus on my friends now. I'ma turn it to the man now. Hey, finna get my money, ain't no handout. Hey, finna be a legend like I'm playing down. Hey, I ain't gotta focus.
Escucha, loco, siéntate y relájate un poco, que en esta vida el tiempo es loco, puedes perder momentos preciosos y sepas que cuando pides ayuda yo me levanto, todo lo que tengo lo comparto, y aunque me sienta triste yo canto, ay canto, vive una vida llena de personas que te quieran, que te respeten de veras y que lloren cuando mueras. Deja de mirar la acera y levanta la cabeza, sigue pa'lante y no temas, resolverás los problemas. Ay mamá, si una cosa no te gusta, cámbiala, si la situación te asusta, enfréntala, si la vida es injusta, grita, deja de callar, escucha, si la alegría te abraza, acéptala, si la suerte no te roza, búscala, nunca te prives de la felicidad, de tu libertad. De tu libertad. De tu libertad. Tengo la fuerza, vivir no me espanta. Si me conoces sabe bien que no soy santa. No me privo de lo que me encanta. Si no hay razones para que lo haga, no. Me gustan los problemas, sabe que yo ando como quiera, no digo que no. Yo soy a mi manera, no me arrepiento. Escucha mi consejo, mi amigo. Vive una vida llena de personas que te quieran, que te respeten de veras y que lloren cuando mueras. Deja de mirar la acera y levanta la cabeza, sigue pa'lante y no temas, resolverás los problemas. Ay mamá, si una cosa no te gusta, cámbiala, si la situación te asusta, enfréntala, si la vida es injusta, grita, deja de callar, escucha, si la alegría te abraza, acéptala, si la suerte no te roza, búscala, nunca te prives de la felicidad, de tu libertad. De tu libertad.
Welcome back, everybody. Here is your ESL.gg/fancams. And sorry to the guy in the top right who did get slightly cut off there. Either way, we're cutting it right in half as halftime comes to a drawing close. S-Tag tries to pick middle with a P250, and this one's been back and forth. A close affair, but Kerrigan not having the best goes of it.
Yeah, not a single kill in the half, right? That is going to be rough. But, you know, it hasn't hampered Mousesports all too much. Like, Rops is fragging for 2 right about now. And, well...
Nice way of clearing car.
Yeah. Will that keep up? That's the big question, right? Like, I think this second half, if Carrigan isn't able to bail himself out, Rops needs to keep being this hero. But Carrigan, here it is. First kill. Any more? No, that's it. But still, one is better than none.
True.
Here comes the long play. There's a big gap in those smokes, and Chris J just plucks one away through it. Device goes for the USP. Bomb can go down here, but it's got to cross out of Goose. Luckily enough, BMAS isn't challenging. Mousesports, they sit with a man advantage in this retake. Device takes it away, mate. Makes it look far too easy. Come on, Device, give us a few more. There's a second. And a third, maybe. Maybe Device, come on, get cheeky with it. Get jiggy with it. On the corner, looking for the peak, but it's BMAS who will get the better of him. Now him and Frozen left in this 2-on-2. And Magic's making his presence known at long. BMAS quite the task ahead of him, and he runs out of ammo. Astralis, they're bailing down towards CT, but BMAS, well, he has found the first, still looking. Oh, there's the headshot. But not enough time.
Oh.
The kit was down right there by his feet. I think he would have had time if he got the kit.
It's really hard to say, isn't it?
Especially going back up the ramp like that. There's really just, I don't know. It didn't happen either way, so it doesn't really matter. Now we have a split right down the middle. Carrigan joins us, and we have a tie game.
Yeah, I'm going to assume that there wasn't time there, but either way, very close. Nice try from BMAS. And Carrigan on the board is always a good sign as well. One of the worries with Rops, right? Like, not that he's going to struggle individually, but if Astralis, you know, they know he plays B on this map. So if they want to overtake this A site a lot, if they're taking these long hits out of spawn, Rops is going to be countered by that somewhat. So we'll keep our eyes on whether Astralis go anywhere near him or not. Carrigan on the cart with the scout. Chris flash through the smoke. Anti-flash is S-tag, but he still gets overwhelmed. Dupree will trade to 1-for-1. It's not the end of the world for Astralis. Instead of smokes, hopefully correct this time. Both of them went deep. Carrigan on the site. Oh, lovely shot. Taking down Magis, going back for more. Dinked for 7 damage, as you do. He will get out alive, but hunted down towards Gandalf. Glaive won't let him survive. It's going to be a bomb plant here for Astralis at the bare minimum. And the kit on BMAS, right? They want to retake. They want to give it a go. He's still hanging around with the CT smoke coming down towards Elevator. Frozen up on Catwalk. Nice little nade. Does some damage, but nothing extraordinary. And once that smoke fades, BMAS is on the chopping block.
Rops has been holding this for a long while, but doesn't land that opening shot. Will do this second time around, but it's still a kill for Device. BMAS actually cut down as well by the 6 HP man at long. And so Astralis, they take that lead. They go 9-8 up. And now, as a result of the force, there's no money left for Mousesports. They've just got to take an eco here. So at that point, you're almost conceding that 10th round over willingly. Quickly, everyone try and notice everything that's going on. Anything interesting. We got some flags on heads. There was some other stuff. I'm really, really bad at looking at all the videos. Are they videos?
Oh, quite a lot of videos, Harry.
Yeah, man.
Blame me there.
I'm a bit of a boomer when it comes to that kind of stuff. Here's Dupree booming his way out through long. And Device running in with a Glock. Literally just making a mockery of Mouse at this one.
He doesn't have anything else, just the Glock and some nades.
That's the flusher right there. That's what we call it. And when I say we, I mean Hugo and I.
Oh, okay. I mean, I thought just you, but it's fair enough. And here we go with Astralis off to that great rip-roaring start. Mousesports, well, can't really forecast Device going 23-6.
Yeah, this is a very odd like scoreboard on either side, right? Yeah. Frozen, Carrigan, and Chris, and I'm kind of lumping Chris in with 2 people who are a lot lower down the board than he is, but they have 14 kills between them. Then you look at like S-Tag, Magis, you know, they have 14 kills between them as well. Wow, that worked out brilliantly, didn't it? And then, then you got like the frag leaders in Rops and Device on either side, and both of them are just having standout games. It's now a question of who can keep that up the longest. And Device, he's showing in this second half that he is more than up to the challenge. And that gets scary for Mouse. They've got 2 players here inside of B. Rops is one of them. He's got to go huge, but he's cancelled out immediately by Glaive. Frozen has to buy time.
Oh, they just run through the door. Karrigan's in spawn, and he will shut it down. There's still a man hidden in the smoke. Frozen trying to buy as much time as he can, and he catches S-Tag jumping through. This is great play from... For Mouse, saved. Device still on his. This is the money right now for both sides.
Look at Chris waiting for this flash to come in from BMAS. Oh, it's a little bit awkward. The flash goes in, and while some were blind, S-Tag was not. Gonna get the better of Chris J. But luckily enough, Karrigan has helped keep things in a 4-on-4. And no less, it was Karrigan besting Device in the head-to-head. The man at the bottom of the board for Mouse, toppling the giant on the other side. It's David versus Goliath. And we all know how that one ended. Karrigan, still here with this orb. Astralis, they've just slowed right down. Pressure's not on them just yet. They've still got a minute. They're waiting to see if they can catch anyone making a move, and they're trying to retrieve Agent Glaive from behind enemy lines, waiting for him to kind of activate here. They've said the secret word. They've ushered it to him. He's in a program and now seeking his way in through the tunnels. And Astralis now looking to make a move. They Molotov the car, but Karrigan has had more than enough time to change up his position. This round, the key player here is BMAS over on short. Because if Glaive is allowed to get by, like if he beats BMAS in that fight, Karrigan is absolutely screwed, like beyond your wildest dreams inside of this A site. Instead, he plucks one from the rankings, once again beating an AWP on the other side, and BMAS does win that all-important cat fight. And so now just two players slowly but surely working their way into A while Miles set up for the retake, and Karrigan's in with another.
Bomb plant from S-Tag, 1-on-4. Molotov's gonna come out, but that bomb plant does come in, and he's gotta try to get away from it somehow. Big shot from Rops. And we stay at a tie game, 10-10. I'm not talking about that goofily dressed little character, 10-10, that Harry has loosely based his life upon.
I have, man. I was a big fan.
Still a big fan.
I am a big fan. I love what Tabson and Co are doing with that squad.
Exactly.
Great round for Karrigan. He's starting to find his mojo in this CT side, hitting 3 on the AW.
Oh, he's smiling as well. Thank goodness,
It's a good sign, isn't
Fresh
it?
haircut.
Also, Hugo, that's purple.
Yeah, no,
I'm
now
sorry.
Now it looks
It's
more
purple.
I don't know
well,
if you put the seed
Maybe he
down
quickly
in my mind.
changed it in between the halftime.
Harry, it's almost like there's more than one color in the world, and it can be a shade between both. But it's fine. We'll get back into the action.
It's almost like
pistols
we
for
all see
Astralis.
different colors.
Yeah, how do you know that's not blue for you, right? It's blue for you, it's green for me.
Was the dress gold or blue?
Like, I don't want to dive into that.
Was there a dress at all?
Yeah, that too.
Oh.
Questions need big answers. And there are no answers for Astralis in this. 5 alive for Mousesports in a round that ultimately has ended in Karrigan getting multiple op kills.
This is really nice to see. Karrigan's remembered what it's like to be in the server and actually putting up numbers, and it could be a huge turning point for Mouse. Because, like, bear in mind they were in the lead, and this isn't shade to Karrigan, but they were essentially 4v5. So I guess in a way it's a little bit of shade to Karrigan, you know. But like he physically didn't put a kill up in that first half of play, and now suddenly like he's roared to life. Like this guy was literally 0 kills in round 15. Now on 8. And so, you know, yeah, his scoreline's still pretty ugly, but you put that in the context of 8 kills over the last 6 rounds of play, he's very much come alive on this AWP, and at a critical moment for Mousesports, because this game almost started to slip away from them. Well, now Rops is donning this secondary AWP. We've seen him do this more and more on the build-up to Woxic's departure, and since he left, even more so. So let's see. Rops delivers the opener onto Glaive, and once again, it's Mouse taking a man advantage to start the round.
That's such great regression as well. He gets in there as Astralis are coming back from spawn, so they're late. They've not even cleared that position. They don't know what to expect, and they walk right into it. Even with a duck peek for Glaive, he ducks into the shot. Chris close on long, the MP7, one of the few pros who actually use this weapon. But he makes it look good. S-Tag, does he check the corner? No. 5-on-3 for Mousesports. Astralis, they're just creeping up catwalk. Carrigan with the AWP on the cross. Single scope only. He's going to give it up. That's a smart move. Knowing that Astralis are likely going to take the site, they can set up for a 5-on-3 retake. Not offer himself up, not die before this necessary. The short plant coming through though. Device gets it down and Astralis have places to back up into. Ooh. In sync kills. And Dupree in a 1-on-5. There's the start. Heads only. But Frozen responds pretty quickly. And Mousesports, they'll get a retake on the board. Lovely call for Carrigan to back up there. And Mousesports still had a player waiting at B just in case things got a little bit scary with a late B lurker or a flank. Not a worry for Mousesports. They lose one on the retake and that is it. This one's heating up. Astralis being put to the test. It's Mousesports' map pick, but a 4-round streak on this CT side.
Wait, this guy's... We're watching him watch us. See that? Left side?
Yeah.
It's right underneath the Unicorn and underneath the Burger King.
Thank you, Google Maps.
Sorry, sir. This is a Waffle House.
This is a good CT side, though, for Mousesports. Trying to remain sane, always difficult.
Yeah, man, it is. I'm always towing that line. Man, it gets dark sometimes.
You want to talk about that? I mean, it's just us here. No one can hear, so it's fine.
Yeah, man. Sure.
So
What do you want to talk about?
Well, I was just thinking, you know, if let's just say you were a player.
Yeah.
And you came into this game.
Yeah.
You had sort of a Kerrigan-esque start. How would you go about like rectifying that in your team's eyes and your own eyes? Don't say getting frags. Oh, get more frags.
No, I think it starts with like the acknowledgement that you can't do the things that you often do, right? And then that's when you have to fall into like these safer positions that you know and love. And that's what we've been seeing from Carrigan. You know, he hasn't been like, you think about what Carrigan used to be in Mousesports back when he had Woxic in the squad and he wasn't the guy having to don the AWP. He was very aggressive. He would often be the first guy in with the rest of the gang behind him. And, you know, it feels like he was trying to do that a little bit. Even when AWPing, he'd be the one going for like long picks and things of the sort. And it just wasn't working. Like he was getting annihilated. And you can't like build confidence from the level that you always play at if you've got none. You know, like it's fine to try it for a while. And that's what he kept doing. But I think then he kind of admitted, okay, if I just play a bit safer, I try and gimmick some of these kills. And now that he's built this confidence back up, like to put this in perspective, 0 kills at the end of the half. Well, now he's tied with like S-Tag on the other team. He's overtaken Frozen. He's closing the gap on Chris. So he's really come alive in this second half of play. And the moment you start to build that confidence back up and you remind yourself like, yeah, man, I actually can just wreck these guys under the right circumstances, that makes all the difference. Because it looked like Carrigan was just having one of those games where you die and you go, man, nothing's going right for me in this game. And then that gets you in like that bad mental state of never properly navigating the challenges that are coming your way because you're just writing it off as a very unlucky game. But we got this buyback in for Astralis and we're going to have a B play. I can assure you of that. That is a promise. If it goes anywhere but B,
you'll eat 5 plates of chili peppers.
Not 5 plates, maybe like
half
3 spoonfuls.
Okay, and
please, Astralis, please go B. Do it for me. Do it for me, man. If you're gonna do it for anyone, at least pick me. Oh, Frozen. Little quick taparoo. And here goes that B play. Stopped in its tracks. It's lost all the momentum. Glaive does tech 1 out of the server. Rops is now stuck in this smoke. If you're confused, imagine how Rops feels right about now. They're like, where the hell is he? He's dissolved. He's dissolved. Rops trying to absolve them of the B site, but Glaive gets the better of him. And now that's an AWP upgrade. There's an AK as well. This could still get out of hand for Mouse.
Yeah, they haven't picked up the AK, and Mouse is just bursting back in with flashbangs here. Glaive, back of the site, needs a shot to connect. He's the only thing standing. Carrigan's even going to no-scope Device, and Mousesports get that retake done. Yeah, Glaive tries to upgrade to the gun, but in doing so, throws the AK, but he doesn't throw it far enough, and so no one grabs it for Astralis. Those Tech 9s are just quickly removed, and Astralis, they get what they want. They got the B plant, and I was going to say they make it expensive. They get 2 out of 5, so not the best, but only pistols. This is where the real rounds come through for Astralis when they got guns back in their hands. Glaive, not known to be an AWPer anyway. It is best, but yeah, Mousesports round, as it should be in that retake. 2 AWPs. That would be
5
something.
AWPs now.
We're not in overtime just yet.
Here we go. It's the...
Oh, they're using this gap that Farley showed the other day, I think. The one through the corner of the doors, trying to spot mid with it. Crossing is Robs, gets tagged by Device.
They're real late to beat. But as it turns out, they're right on time. Pop shot from Device starts to open up Catwalk just a little bit. They're going to take more than a can opener as Molotov gets dropped. Chris is just curious. He just, oh, guys, what's going on here? There's no one here to play with. He's going to continue to hold. Now, if he pushed, he could really backstrap the side of Astralis here. 13-10. It's going to be one of those crucial rounds.
Yeah, it goes both ways for Chris. If he pushes too early, he's scared of someone holding, which there's not. If he pushes too late and Astralis take A while he's flanking, well, yeah, okay, he'll have a fast cat flank, but Astralis will be considering it anyway because of mid players jumping up onto Xbox. So, you know, if Astralis do take short, it might be a good idea to even go back to long and support from there. We'll see what Chris does. He's found his timing out. He's moving through long right now. And yeah, it's a commitment on the flank, surely. Astralis are taking the A site. Chris has his timing. It's not bad at all. BMAS trapped behind the smokes and the mollies in the spawn. Chris is sneaking, but as said, Device is ready for it. And oh my, missed shot. Chris gets him back, and now Mousesports, they're in for a chance.
Yeah, it's not going to be easy though. It's a 4-on-4. Frozen going to line up a flashbang to help old mate Chris. Over on the catwalk, Dupree retrieving the molly from his teammate's body.
Oh.
That's going to delay Chris J even more. A lot of time ticked off this bomb. Whatever Mousesports do, it's got to be quick and it's got to be damn finessed. And well, Glaive and Dupree making quick work of the retake. There's not going to be time for Mouse, but they can take players down with the bomb, and that's not that bad of an outcome.
Yeah, they get away with the AWP as well that was tagged on the cross initially. That molly, that's just great work for Dupree. Picks it up off of the body, throws it down, it bounces down the stairs, and that just stalls Mousesports out to a point where they can't even retake. BMAS is trying to wait for his team before he fights, but they're just so delayed by that util, and BMAS gets cleared by Glaive. (13-11) on a knife's edge.
Just giving us a little 360 out through the doors. Carrigan lies in wait. Lower tunnel control taken by Astralis, and BMAS is over here on short, and Carrigan's getting boosted up as well, but he's not going to come help short side. That is left to BMAS. No pressure, man. It's only Dupree and S-Tag down in mid. Who even are those clowns? So let's see what BMAS is able to do. Molotov, but that just puts him more in the fight than ever. Oh, that's a bit messy. Runs into mid. And now they realize the extent of which they've lost this control. Carrigan trying to hold on to short, lands the tag at least. The molly going to keep Astralis back. They want to go through it. They don't want to play these reindeer games. And Carrigan dropped by the long flank now, in for a world of hurt. A Mouse. Chris trying to do what he can. Both players are low on the catwalk, but sadly, that's not information that Frozen is going to be aware of. And honestly, okay, Device. Not the most necessary peak. The bomb is also dropped off the Xbox. They've had to go back for it. Frozen didn't see because he was flicking around like a madman. But this buys Frozen time. And did that peak from Device spur on Frozen and awaken the beast that lies within? Glaive is wrapping around long. Frozen has a temporary 1v1 and he lands the shot. Now Glaive on the rotate, and Frozen's going to have no idea. Glaive should have this round locked in. And it looks like he might. That nade, if that goes in, that's going to give up the aim of the game for Glaive. Frozen, this should have never been around, but Device invited him with that peek. And now he sees the arm. Glaive's been dropped, and Frozen has done it. 14 on the board for Mouse. They wrote it off too soon, and Frozen shows them why you have to pay him his respect. 14 on the board as Mouse win that one out in a 1v3.
That is unreal for Frozen on a game that he's struggling individually, but comes out of 4 kills here and somehow gets that retake done. He missed the timing to the bomb. I thought that would have been his chance. The bomb getting picked up in middle. Glaive rather even shot at him from long corner, and that's why Frozen thought that he was long all that time, but the realization kicks in. He sees nothing in the pit. He sees the cat plant, and he works it right out. Great work for Frozen. That's just unreal. I want to talk about a little bit of a bait Astralis did up on Cat before that happened, before it fell out of control. Device, he smokes that molly on Cat, and that's actually sick because despite Astralis not like rushing through it, and you know, usually you smoke a molly when you're planning a hit and a molly comes in and the timing isn't good and you just have to go. That wasn't it. He smokes the molly. Karrigan at long is staring at Cat, looking for a player to rush through, and that gives time for a lurker to come out long. I think it might have been Glaive, come out through the long doors and shoot Karrigan in the back with his attention diverted. That was a nice little bait for Astralis, but it fails in comparison, or pales in comparison to the clutch we see from Frozen, keeping Mousesports up in the lead, 14-11. That's a kicker for Astralis. It's going to cost them. Device wants revenge. Back up the Cat with the AWP. His teammates out in middle. Smoke down in the spawn. Double B setup. Robs is here with the AWP as well. He has the wide swing covered. They could walk up close, but Dupree goes in, and Robs takes him out of the round immediately. Good start for Mousesports, but there's many more where that came from. Glaive running down B. Frozen's got to watch 2 angles at once. The tunnel's still with Magis there. The smoke comes in. They don't respect it, and Glaive gets traded. Frozen falls off the boxes, and will only find 2. Good hold on the B bomb site, but Device gets out alive, and Magis can plant.
It looks like they just want to hunt down the one man in the site, and I love that from Mouse. They knew Device was in middle, so now he's got a clutch, and he can't get past BMAS. Mouse, they arrive at map point 15-11, and all of this gradual spiral out of control coming off the back of that Frozen clutch into another round where Frozen puts up a double, and it just feels like these players that were quiet are now coming alive, and that's something that Astralis were not ready for.
Yeah, I love that from BMAS as well, right? As you said, he realizes Device is in middle and he makes the great call. You know, it's easy for a player facing one of the best teams in the world to get nervous there and not do that, but he has full confidence in his ability. Robs fighting Device down middle. It's a double trade on long. Robs taking the first kill on Device is quite the storyline. Karrigan's got another AWP, but he gets blown through the smoke, and Dupree with a nade and a shot to the face has kept Astralis in this round. They don't want to give it up just yet. Overtime as a potential, 4 rounds from it. Mousesports, a 4-on-2, not in their favor. Robs re-aggresses at the car. Posts up once again, hoping they don't realize his barrel might stick out if he looks at the catwalk, but Frozen's covering from middle on a timing. He's got a lot to watch and not a lot of ability to watch it. Smoking B, just going to gamble it. And Astralis just waits.
It's a cool idea of Robs' reposition, right? He goes to where Karrigan got wrecked in the hope that now they just don't account for him.
Yeah, but not having any vision there, you would think.
Yeah, now they are going to check it, right? Because they gave up this long angle. As you're saying, Trace, Robs almost burns to death in the Molotov.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a bit of a rough one. Robs tries to outsmart them, but it's hard to outsmart the big brains on Astralis. Looking for a little gap over this smoke, but that, no, he's still alive. Here's the run boost. Robs plugs Dupree out of thin air. And that's the bomb dropped out in the open. Frozen in with another. Surely it can't be another huge advantage for Astralis given away. Robs still alive, still kicking down in CT at 12 points of health. Both S-Tag and Magisk grouped together inside of the site. And Mouse, surely they're going to give this a go, right? They've won harder rounds than this by all accounts. It's the fact that now They're split up. They have to try and take this one, and they're relying on Frozen massively to find success, and he will. Magis removed. S-Tag, one of the newer faces on Astralis, left to try and keep this on Dust2. S-Tag first looking for Rops and finds him. Now just Frozen left and down underneath. He sneaks, and S-Tag strikes from the back. It's Astralis winning out the 1v2, but a 1v2 that maybe never needed to arrive. 12 on the board for the Danes, but still money for Mouse to make use of.
Oh my, this game is everything we wanted and more. I never thought it would be this competitive. What a great try from Rops and Frozen. What an incredible attempt. The cross shot on Dupree, jumping, being flung over by Astralis. A quick tap for Frozen onto Magis. It's not enough though, and a sigh of relief, a breath of fresh air for Astralis as they claw back this game, as they hold on yet another round. Double orb. Run it back for Mousesports. Rops picked Device out of middle in the last round. These last couple of, like 3 or 4 rounds, Device has slowed down for sure. And we've not really seen too much pressure on B. Rops has been free in that side of the map. Do we get that head-to-head again? Does Rops have the confidence to fight mid, knowing that the orb is likely on the other side, or do Mousesports wait patiently once more?
Yeah, would love to hear what the comms are said instead of this timeout from Mousesports. Because you don't want to let Astralis get back in the game. We know they can do it. Magis jumps out long backwards even. Dodges a flash, pulls shot from Kerrigan. He's not there alone. They're going to try to hawk down Kerrigan, and what that's going to do is nothing. Chris J with a spray. Eventually, Chris J falls to S-Tag, who was completely flashed. 3 versus 3. Astralis looking to stay alive on Dust2.
Yeah, great flashbangs from BMAS to set that all up. It goes a bit topsy-turvy, but still Mousesports, they've got control. They've taken B. Device is grabbing the bomb. BMAS is alone for the time being on that A site. Already catching Glaive, crossing to the car. There's one more where that came from, but S-Tag doesn't want to swing just yet. He's going to sneak up through the smokes. Rob's not to know. BMAS spots him, and deep along his Device. BMAS backs up, and he can stay alive here, but swings for the fight, and S-Tag takes him. Rob's in a fade, and he's got the shot. Rob's V Device, as now Frozen comes up on the catwalk. The 2-on-4 that couldn't be done in the round prior is now a 2-on-1, and Device has got to do it all.
Yeah, the flash is good. Missed shot. Rops misses as well. So Device is given a second chance, and he knows he's not owed many more of those. Onto the AK now. Device topping the charts in a big way for Astralis and trying to keep them on this map just a little bit longer, but surviving this journey, surviving this cross is not going to be easy with Frozen holding from Cat and Rops down in CT. The moment this flash goes out, they know Device is here. He gets by, but narrowly so. 8 HP, but there's the kill on a Frozen, and maybe Device is in with a chance. Taps the bomb, but Rops holds his ground, and Mousesports, they take their map pick of Dust2. Carrigan's happy, we're happy, and Mouse fans are happy as well. They go 1-0 up in this series. Nuke right around the corner. And if that's even half as explosive as this Dust2 affair was, you do not want to miss it. Well, there you go. That's me done.